expects the Spanish Inquisition?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm having to do this episode of Hangar Decorations a little differently. Mainly because this is a plane that a couple of my compatriots really enjoy, and I don't like it, and that has caused a bit of a reaction from them. And so I want to approach this differently, which is why I'm doing this voiceover now in post. First, I'm going to explain my reasons as to why I don't like this plane, and then we'll play a match, and then after that match, it'll be cut back to me where I can refute some of the claims that they tried to think that I would make, and some of them were right, some of them were not. It's just a matter of, They decided that they wanted to try and jump the gun on my video instead of waiting to hear my actual argument. So yeah. The Me-262 HGIII is the Tier 9 German heavy fighter in World of Warplanes. Why do I not like it? Well, mainly it's mostly the guns. While they do good damage, and they are better than guns on certain other airplanes that will be nameless for now, they're horrible to use, mainly due to it's hard to tell how much lead you need, and, flying at Tier 9, this is one of the fastest planes at Tier 9, and so having so much speed, while usually I'd say there's no such thing as too much speed, and generally I live by that code, but when your guns require so much lead, having more speed just amplifies the number even more. Like, amplifies how far out you've got to point your nose, which is incredibly painful to get used to. It's also not as maneuverable as people say it is. People say it's one of the more maneuverable heavy fighters at Tier 9, or at least it's responsive enough, and I heartily disagree. It is stiff. It is unwieldy. It is impossible to control when you're on the verge of overshooting a target. Now, granted, you could say, well, you're supposed to just zoom right past them and then turn around and come again. Well, sometimes you don't have time to do that. Sometimes your target is going to flip a sector, and you have to kill them that moment, and if you take the time to go around and come back, the sector's flipped, and you're going to lose the game as a result of your wasted time. And the third main thing, and this is one that they didn't address at all in the video, which I'll get back to later, is Tier 9 is really the tier where bombers are, the playstyle shifts from being offensive and capping sectors as a whole to you've got to play more defensively and just kill bombers all the time, especially if you're in a heavy fighter, because bombers carry the game at Tier 9 and 10. And to a lesser degree in 8, but it's not as impactful because at 8 there's enough energy light fighters there there's enough energy light fighters in 8 to help the heavy fighters take out the bombers and to counter the heavy fighters. At Tier 9 and 10, you can't really say that a lot of the light fighters are capable of countering the heavy fighters, and even less of them are even capable of really putting a good dent in what a bomber can do. So, as a heavy fighter, you have to attack the bombers, which is a boring set of circumstances. Because if you go and do anything else, the bomber's going to win the game by flipping all the zones, and what are you going to do? Shoot more planes? They're not necessarily going to help you flip zones. So yeah, those are my initial complaints. We're going to go on to the first match I recorded, and then we'll come back to address more of what Nova and Corvus specifically brought up in that nearly hour-long video trying to refute my claims. Oh, there's a TU-12 here, actually. There's a player. Cool. So now we're getting into the bigger problem I have with Warplanes Period 3 balance, especially Tiers 9 and 10, is on this map, if I don't constantly kill that TU-12, he will win the game. Granted, that's the more fair one out of the two options at this tier. But if I don't kill him constantly, I will lose.
Show me what you can do, pilots. Let's roll.
So I'm going to try and be sneaky. And I'm going to make my way to this. There we go. There's that awkwardness right there. I'm not sure what the best attack vector is. And now he's probably going to get out of the zone before I kill him. Oh, we didn't. Cool. Got that guy. Oh gosh, this is so risky doing this. Oh, my bots haven't taken a single damn sector yet. That's helpful. That's so helpful, isn't it? Oh, here he comes again. Okay, clearly he hasn't learned his lesson. He hasn't learned that I am still here. Okay, he's out of the zone. I'm not chasing him. No way. Not wasting my time with that. Damn. I went for the rockets. Didn't hit him. Love that my bots have been useless this entire time here. All I'm doing this game, legit, all I've done is stop this bomber from taking this plant. That's it. That's all I've done. I've stopped this entire team's progress from taking this plant over here. I have done nothing else useful to my team. Maguire. From one plant. What the fuck? I've done nothing this game. Oh, I thought he was gonna crash. He didn't. Also, he's like way outside the zone. now I've actually kind of bought my bots enough time to catch up. Problem is these cannons, I do not like them. Come on, look at me, you stupid pancake. Look at me. There we go. Rocket kill. Gotta get at least one. Gotta get at least one for the video. Gotta get at least one of them for the video. I don't know how that bomber hasn't already gotten the our mining plant, because our mining plant's been flipped for a while. Oh, squall line already? Fuck. Oh, look, a hero of the sky. I am never gonna hear the end of it from fucking Nova, I swear. I'm never gonna hear the end of it. Never gonna hear the end of it. Granted, it's just a bot game. Well, no. It may as well have been a bot game. That bomber didn't really present his presence very well. So, the pre-battle. This one video wrecked the entire development cycle of this video. And the main reason for that is I wasn't sure how exactly I would address it. I guess let's start off with what they got right. So Corvus hit the nail on the head in regards to two aspects of why he thought that I wouldn't like the aircraft. The cannons. The cannons just generally feel really bad to use. And he said it differently, but I think what he meant was controllability. He said that if essentially, to paraphrase, he made it clear that I primarily focus on the light fighter class in the game, and then he said that this plane isn't. And so I think what that is supposed to be saying is this thing does not fly like a light fighter. And you can't expect everything to fly like everything else in a different class. I understand that. But if you would change that statement to mean just a general controllability, then he would have that correct, because the HG-II is one of the least cooperative aircraft in my hangar. It doesn't like to go where I want it. It wants to do its own thing, and I feel like I'm fighting it every time I try to use it in a match. This is actually somewhere the HG-III is better. The HG-III is actually feels better in regards to controllability, in my opinion. Yeah, which is wild to say, because that plane is regarded by some to not even exist. But generally, the two biggest complaints and the two reasons why I really don't like this aircraft are its guns and its controllability. It has the guns are uncooperative and it has poor controllability, so it's impossible for me to fly it well. Now, I don't want to be... Okay, so Nova and Corvus know what they're talking about, and they're cool guys, we're cool, but I don't think this video did a very good job of showcasing the strengths of the HG2. I don't think this video made a very strong case for why my opinion on it isn't correct. The main reason I'm saying that is the two of them were flighted up flying the HG2 together. And, you know, that in itself doesn't necessarily doesn't necessarily make the whole video bunk. But what it does is it skews matches in their favor, right? If the HG2 is as good as they claim it is, then certainly, you know, one of them could be flying something else, and then the one in the HG2 would hard carry. You know, I would say that, you know, that would make a better case for the strength of the aircraft. Or, you know, there's another way to look at it. They both have these planes with the most optimized build they could possibly manage for the equipment they have, which is leagues ahead in regards to equipment. I don't have anywhere near the equipment and level of parts that they do to slap onto their planes. So the question I would have is, if they brought their HG2s down to my level, if they took off their special project and experimental gears and just ran standard equipment on like advanced or ultimate, you know, would they be able to repeat that performance? Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. They're both good pilots. There's no question about that. But they didn't even seem to address that at all. And I feel like if they had done any of those things, they would have had a much stronger case for why the HG2 was good. But as it stands right now, their video shows them doing well in the HG2. Which, fair enough. They did a really good job in these games. But is the video alone enough to disprove my opinion on it? No, it's not. For my dislikes that I stated earlier, and the fact that I don't really think it does a good job of actually addressing my concerns with the plane. It's just kind of them showing off. That's just me being brutally honest, though. Who to find? Oh, found a few players. Okay.
Attention.
A tier 10 on my team, so...
Get ready for battle. Good luck.
You know, in theory, this is going to work out. Dude, I hate the guns on this plane. Like, yeah, they do good damage. They're absolutely miserable to use. This plane. Oh yeah. Let me just do a series on planes I don't like flying. Yeah, this will totally not end in disaster. He was so low, I could just sneeze on him and he'd blow up. I just watched an F-7U crash into a cliff, okay. What the hell is he doing? Is he AFK? That doesn't look like he's AFK. Not anymore, at least.
Way to go! Victory is close.
He's probably just pulling me out of the zone. I had no health. I wasn't living that. There's no way to turn with him. hell? Did we get and hold supremacy for like... Oh, hi. Not a repair field, buddy. How the hell did I get 4 chevrons? I did not deserve 4 chevrons. I did not do that good. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my concluding thoughts on the HG2. Have I changed my mind on it? No. I'm going to shove it back in the hangar and is going to go gather dust right next to its brother, the HG3. And it will probably never see the light of day ever again. So yeah, that's it. Hope you all decide to like and subscribe to the video. And if you have any more suggestions for hangar decorations, I'll hear you. The series is about what I like and don't like. So maybe it'll appear, maybe it won't. Or maybe I like your plane and you're just weird. So yeah, till next time.
You're too strong when I battle with the beast, bring a few on. The commander and the chief for my crew on. Bullets rattling and whistle at your toque. Never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my loop. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. Yo, this a motherfucking war zone.